From Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. We start our stream from this beginning, starting from showing different wasps, not in a petri dish, but in different jars, in different containers, very in terrariums. You can watch them close up. Some of them very small, like small parasitoids, Trichogramma, Chalcid wasps, but some wasps are much bigger, so we start from the biggest and then we'll continue to show you the smallest, Trichogramma, half of millimeter size, which are sitting here in these tubes. They're very tiny, they belong to the superfamily Chalcid wasp, Chalcidoidea, half of millimeter size. They're parasitic wasps, but here we have predaceous wasps. I have not shown them for a long time, now it's time to repeat it again. So they're just under the direct light. They're sitting quietly because I just took them from container with cooler temperature. So we are warming and we will be more active soon. So we start from container. I can open the lid to show you that we are alive, we are happy, we are not thirsty. We are fed with honey. I cannot keep this long time open because we can try to escape. Well, of course we are not stinging, we are not biting so much, but we like to escape to find a freedom outside of container because we can fly very well. At least we can crawl. We have here some pieces of honey. So you can see here a white spot. This is a honey. We are feeding on honey very well. There are many males here and females, and I can show you how I keep them in my fingers so they do not bite me because I know their behavior. And even if they bite me, I am very resistant. I'm not allergic, and the pain lasts a very short time, just 15 minutes. In males, we have no sting at all. These are wasps of genus Polistes, Vespidae family. Now we're trying to escape. We have about 15 millimeters size. And I will show you them a little bit later when we will be more active under the light of lamp. But I have more active wasps here as well. Other wasps were parasitic wasps. I have shown them already, but I have many of them here. So I'm pleased to show them that they are crawling here around. They are hatching very actively. We are sitting in a plastic box here, a plastic tube, and show you. You see how many of them? I guess today we have about 100 Braconidae wasps in this tube, so 100 at least. So we can crawl here very actively. We are running, we are searching for partners, we are searching for mating, because here we are males and females of genus Apanteles or Cotesia, I'm not sure which one, because we are very close to genera. We belong to the family Braconidae, Braconid wasps. We have size about 4 millimeter or 6 millimeters because there are two species here. One is abundant and one is less common here. But if you are careful, you can recognize there are two different species here. I can try to show you a little bit more of them. You can see here white cocoons, white spots. These are sites of where they were living. They just emerged from cocoons. They hatch from cocoons, and cocoons were organized on the body of caterpillars, because this is external larval parasitoid. Larvae were developing on caterpillars of the family Noctuidae bollworms. So the larval parasitoids of night moth family Noctuidae. I collected them 3 days ago, and today we have mass rearing, more than 100 specimens all together crawling here around, belonging to two different species. From long distance they look like very funny ants. This is not an ant species, this is a parasitic species. Two different parasitoids, two different species of a genus Apanteles or Cotesia, family Braconidae. Braconidae family includes different parasitoids, including larval parasitoids, adult parasitoids, and egg larval parasitoids. So sometimes some species Dinocampus developing in adults of ladybugs. Very surprising. They are solitary parasitoids developing one by one in host species, and larval gregarious parasitoids as well, developing in mass number. All together, like these species, they were developing in a group in one body of caterpillar. Actually in 15 bodies of caterpillars, because here 15 different cocoons from 15 different caterpillars. Hello fair, best greetings. Today I am showing micro wasps. Of size 4, 5, 6 millimeters, and I have more wasps in another container. They are going to be more active a little bit later, and I show them soon after that. And my funny ordinarius species is also alive. Also one bee, tiny Halicta is still alive, and some other insects as well. Can make a larger magnification. Can try. I gave them a little bit water and honey, so they are well fed. And they are crawling because they have positive attitude to the light, so they have positive phototaxis, going to the light. Usually these days it's actually latest days of warm temperature, because we have maybe 15, 16 Celsius degrees for today outside daytime, but nighttime will be approximately 4 Celsius degrees centigrade, so very cold. It's not normal temperature for insects, so most of them are hiding already, going to hibernate. These parasitoids emerge because they are in captivity in a heated room. Yeah, this position may be better to show how many of them are crawling around. So they are larval parasitoids, they are gregarious parasitoids, the ectoparasitoids, external parasitoids. But some of Braconidae also can be endoparasitoids, developing only inside the body, then maybe coming out of body. Sometimes larvae are pupating inside mummified body of caterpillar or host. Okay, we have I'm trying to manipulate with light to make direct light. If new coming people may have some questions about insects, what is that, who are you, you can write in comments in chat. If you are coming first time here, you can write in chat your country, your interest, face my subscriber so I know you. Ectoparasitoids are feeding on the larvae, feeding on caterpillar of moth or just on larvae of beetle, feeding until the host is dying and mummified, and then later ectoparasitoids are spreading around or just making their micrococoons nearby. Sometimes only just simple shell or skin of caterpillar remains after gregarious parasitoids were feeding on the whole body of caterpillar or larva of beetle. Some majority of Braconidae are making cocoons, so if this is a solitary cocoon, if it is solitary parasitoid, or group cocoon, if they're gregarious. Cocoon is done by larvae of parasitoids. Larvae of parasitoids are making cocoon before pupation, so this is not cocoon of caterpillar, because they are united all together. Each of these parasitoids, they have separate cocoon, very tiny one, united in a big fluffy cocoon. Some CHALCID wasps, ectoparasitoids, they are not making cocoons. They are just coming out and making pupa nearby on the leaf or on the bark. But this is a feature of CHALCID parasitoids, which are smaller than Braconidae, and they belong to separate superfamily. But Braconidae and Ichneumonidae, they are making cocoons. And pupa is going to be inside. Some of our funny Polistes are still here and going to be more active now. They start to crawl. These are wasps of the family Vespidae, paper wasps for genus Polistes. They are now going to be a little bit more active in a warm temperature. we can start to move and show you a little bit their behavior. And of course they're bigger, maybe 5 times bigger than Braconidae, so easier to observe them. So you see, these are tiny parasitoids, and these are big predaceous wasps, paper wasps. So now I'm sitting and watching of paper inside paper nest. This is nest which is done from cellulose, which was not produced by wasp, but which was collected by wasp, chewing on bark of trees, shrubs, wooden stuff, and we are bringing pieces of cellulose or wood inside the nest and creating these funny nesting cells inside paper nest. So that's why they're called paper wasps. I guess there are several queens here, several females, because they hatched already late autumn. So there are several queens. And there is on the right side, there is a male without wings, still alive. On the right side. You have to be very carefully watching and recognize that this specimen has no wings. Sitting on paper with honey. A little bit aggressive, trying to touch other specimens. I didn't clean container too well because it needs to transfer them from one place to another place. I didn't have time. So maybe it's a good idea I can clean them today. But I need to remove them, so it needs special time. I didn't have time. But here, fungus is important, but today we have already empty nest, only with some pupa maybe. No larvae already. All larvae already dead and pupated. Okay, I can leave you for a short time. You have funny terrarium with wasps, and you can come soon for further discussion. I have to take a cup of coffee. We have a visitor from UK who is watching us and writing comments, but other people who is watching us not so active, you can write what is your home country as well. Faye, what do you mean about reducing activity of different wasps and different insects, or just in general? Reduction of activity of wasps, I guess. So much more wasps were observed in the previous years than in this summer. What's about hornets and tiny other Vespidae? No more Vespa velutina were coming to Britain. Vespa velutina have been already recorded in Britain. So more people ordered the service. With insecticides. Yes, this year was very hot. This year summer was very hot. Maybe it was not favorable for social insects as well. Last week I watched a conference about Hymenoptera, which was gathered in Germany, in Berlin. And it was, one lecture was devoted to social wasps in Germany and about Vespa velutina and Topinoma ants. So I was surprised that they didn't expand too much small Asian hornet Vespa velutina. Still, Vespa velutina was recorded in the previous couple of years only somewhere in the central part of Germany, like a line from the north to the south in the central part of Germany. They didn't record it too much to the east. I was expected that Vespa velutina was spreading slowly, but slower, faster to the east. But it still was the same line between north and south, somewhere between Frankfurt, Köln, König. But nevertheless, I was expecting not so large activity. They said that during the previous 1 year, 2023, 2024, about 2 years, they have recorded and collected, I guess, 150 nests of Vespa velutina in Germany. Not one or two, 154 nests of small Asian hornet Vespa velutina have been collected in Germany. So it means that Germany is already occupied by Vespa velutina, at least half of Germany. And I was surprised that many people just called and informed about it, about these 150 sites with Vespa velutina, because in our country, in Ukraine, if Vespa velutina will be spreading, and unless it will be found in Kyiv by some entomologists, people will be very arrogant about it. People will think, these are wasps, they're just always here. These are funny black hornets. Maybe they became hornet because of hot temperature. But in Germany, people just recorded all nests, and actually they need to have special permission to control it. Because one lady made a report about different paper documents which are needed for collection of insects and for their control as well. More than half an hour people discussed how to collect insects with permission papers. In Ukraine we don't need any papers to collect insects unless it is in reservation in national parks. National parks you need to ask for paper. We need to ask for papers for permissions to control animals, plants, insects, birds, which were studied in national parks and national reservation areas. But in any other places, no problem. Unless we have a war, so it's not easy to come to some areas with forests, because some forests are mined and it's dangerous. It's not good to come places where some military activities have been taken. Everything possible to find in a forest when a steppe region near the front line. So some places in Ukraine like minefields in Cambodia and Vietnam after the war. So they are after the war, but this is during the war. A lot of steppe regions, semi-steppe regions and forests are with mines, and it's very dangerous. That's why it's a little bit problem for not for this year but for future years as well. Not little bit, but a lot of problems. Huge problem. Anyway, I go for coffee. we're observing our social wasps of genus Polistes, paper wasp of family Vespidae, in their paper nest. Now we change position of jar, returning back our small parasitoids to show you the activity. Small parasitoids are coming. And now we have two boxes, two jars all together. In one jar we have paper wasps, and in another jar we have parasitic wasps. Parasitic wasp of genus Apanteles or Cotesia, family Braconidae, and paper wasp of a family Vespidae, paper wasp. Enjoy the picture. Enjoy our terrarium with parasitic wasps and predaceous wasps. If you have questions, write in chat or in comments. And write your country if you are watching us from English-speaking country. Or if you like to write your country. I come back soon. Hello friends, we are watching insects on this channel. We are watching wasps on this channel. Different wasps. Predaceous, parasitic wasp. Now we are watching predaceous wasps for the genus Polistes, paper wasps. We are already happy to crawl around to show you their behavior. Their size about 15 millimeters, half of inch, or just 1 inch. That's right. They are not very aggressive. They are not aggressive at all. I can pick them by my fingers. I can take them in my palm. They can sting pretty well, but I know that it's not very painful. And I show you it later, how I keep them in my fingers, how they are trying to sting me, and how they can sting me as well. But not immediately now. Yeah, we're watching here just on the right side, one individual without wings, just deceased, disabled male, I guess so, or female. I didn't take it in hands. This one is crawling around. Well, that's all okay. There are some caps on cells. Maybe some more individuals will come, will hatch, who knows, but maybe they already died. Most of these wasps already hatched and developed inside cells, hatched in terrarium. I collected paper wasp in cavity, to be precise, in old and empty beehive. Beehive had no frames, just only empty box. So, and wasps were sitting near the entrance, and I suggested that they were not hiding, they were living inside. And I opened the box, opened a story, old beehive, and there were 2 nests, which I transferred here in this cage. So they were living in old empty beehive, because these wasps were like cavities, they like empty places, they like places where to hide, somewhere under the roof of house, somewhere just in open place, because they can attach their nest just directly to the branch of tree, but usually just to the branch of old plant somewhere on the ground. So near the ground. We prefer living either under the roof of houses or just on plants near the ground. I don't know why. Different species probably. Some species prefer to make nests far away from ground, and some near the ground on old plants, on all stems of thin plants, just some weeds. People usually don't like wasps because wasps are stinging. So if people are coming here and are watching here, the most common question is, are people like insects, or people don't like insects? Majority of people are arrogant to insects. They prefer not to conserve nature, but prefer to destroy everything in the nature, to destroy all insects and all spiders. So people are afraid of insects. Common feeling about insects is just a fear. If you are watching these videos, if you came to this page, what do you feel? Are you afraid of insects? Do you like insects? Are you interested in insects or you just hating insects? Are you interested to watch and observe for their behavior? Or you are interested just to destroy, to disinfect everything, just to have no insects at all? Most of people prefer to disinfect everything. Don't have any beetle, any moth, any butterfly anywhere, just near the house, in the house especially, and near the house, near the garden, near apartment, and even in a park, because people are going for picnic and people are irritated by insects and spiders and mice and ticks. So people are preferring to destroy everything in the nature, to have just clean territory, like a lawn, like a very short grass near the house, without flowers, just for picnic. So that's why I'm suggesting that people are just watching some of these videos just from the curiosity, not from the interest, but from the curiosity, to see insects, to see wasps just nearby and close up in very short distance, because nobody usually are not coming to the wasp's nest on a close distance, because people are afraid of insects so much and afraid of wasps too much as well. Only curious boys in their childhood are curious to take a stick and pick a stick inside the wasp's nest or honeybee nest somewhere in a cavity of tree to watch what happens later. And usually wasps are coming and boys are running away. And wasps are flying for them and sometimes stinging. But it's a rare case. But I observed for one nest of a European hornet nearby my apartment. It was in a cavity of tree. I was collected some hornets evening time when we were not so active and we were not able to recognize me immediately. But one day I came to this tree morning time and I found that just a stick was inserted inside the cavity in the hollow of the tree, because there is a musical school nearby and some students, some children from a music school, I guess so, or another school. They were very curious about wasps and they put a stick inside hornet's nest and they escaped, fearing what's going on later. So that's why people are trying to be careful or not careful at all. And we're observing here different specimens. We're observing here males and females. And in most cases here, males will have brighter antennae and in general the same coloration, but little bit more yellowish coloration with yellow face, as I can recognize. Very bright antennae. But females usually here they have little bit darker antennae. But probably these differences are very weak. The simplest way to recognize is it a female or is it a male, just to take them in hands. And wasp will show just either sting or will show male genitalia. And here some females, they are larger than males. For instance, here in the central part, here one of these female with dark body, black abdomen is probably queen and female, because she's just larger than others. The right place from her, piece of honey, food of wasps. And also during mating situation it's visible. Male and female are coming all together. We are mating here sometimes, when males are interested in females, like here. Male is crowding, following to a female. Or we're just communicating, like here. Left side, this is a male with curved antenna, and he's trying to kiss the head of queen, but no reaction. So she's not interested in this guy. But another guy is following from the right, but she's not interested as well. So male is coming again, trying to initiate the queen with his antenna, touching the head, kissing the head of queen. Try to pay attention. So here this kind of luring to himself. But female is sitting and has no attention. No attention, no intention as well. Doesn't like to move. I'm just trying to take one individual by my hands. Come here. Open. Yes, I got one. I got one, but this is a male. From a short distance I recognize that this is a male. Male is not stinging at all. Male has male genitalia with 3 horns. He's trying to sting like pincers, trying to use it like a needle, but not like a sting. But he is using also his legs, mandibles to escape. And also just buzzing. Go back. Female is bigger. And after the wasp, we will be watching parasitic wasps. Just wait. Paper wasps are bigger and more funny because they're crowding, they're active, and they show different behavior. They're cleaning behavior, grooming. They groom their body, antennae, wings, abdomen. They're trying to mate. They're luring the females. They're trying to escape. They're flying here, crawling around, jumping, and communicating using antennae. Hello friends, best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. You are watching this stream from the Kyiv, capital of Ukraine, from laboratory with wasps. You can watch here in the central part, male and female. Male is just keeping the female, the queen, in legs, in the central part, and trying to kiss her, trying to mate, trying to manipulate with her. He is above, she is down. He's just kissing and touching the head, kissing and touching the head and kissing, touching the abdomen as well. You can see even with just male genitalia with 3 horns. So they're very similar in coloration, similar in size. Male is a little bit smaller than female. Male is trying to touch female sting and ovipositor place with his male genitalia. He's kissing and touching the head with antennae and mandibles. Others just crawling around because we are watching paper wasp of the genus Polistes and their paper wasp nest. So they're active, they're not very aggressive. We have food, we have honey here. I gave them water and honey. We have some piece of nest just not destroyed because everything already just empty. No larvae, it's late autumn, late October, so larvae just already either pupated or just died after transferation the nest from the original place to this cage. I collected it in captivity and keep it in captivity already for 3 weeks. Plus here males and females all together. Majority of them just males. They just hatch, they emerge from cells, from pupae which were just on this nest nearby, and we observed and we just watched them, the process of hatching before. We have today 3 different families, 3 different groups of insects: predaceous wasp, this wasp of Polistes, and we have also parasitic wasps. Parasitic wasps are coming. These wasps belonging to the family Braconidae. They are small, they are much smaller than Polistes. So you can recognize this is Polistes wasp, which is a big one, and this small parasitic wasp of genus Apanteles or Cotesia. They're crowding around, they just hatch from cocoons. And paper wasp is much bigger. You see here, she's opening mandibles, trying to bite me and trying to sting, but not very successfully. She was very surprised that I got my fingers, so she's not very active. For comparison, you can see how different the size of this paper wasp and small, tiny parasitic wasp. They may be 10 times smaller. What happens if I touch it? She's not showing her sting as well. The danger of wasp is that if you pick it by hands, wasps are not very polite, they can sting. This one is very polite, doesn't want to sting. So I put back to the cage. I guess it was a male as well. Male are not very active. And we're observing Braconidae wasp, small parasitic wasp, family Braconidae. They're crawling around. And I have small egg parasitoids of a genus, Trichogramma, which are used in biological control. They're also here nearby. I'll show you them. Two, they're coming here. These tiny parasitic wasps are very tiny. So tiny you cannot recognize them initially. So you can see here a lot of small dots. All these dots, these are insects. Where yellowish. This species is yellow. Some other species may have brown and black coloration. All these tiny dots. You see even some made it huge groups. So hundreds and thousands of thousands were here. I guess in each small tube here, approximately 50,000. Here about 1-2 gram of Citatroga eggs, corn moth eggs, which were infested by this biocontrol agent Trichogramma. These tiny parasitoids are so small, so they're practically invisible, especially if they're white. They're like half of a dot of a book, half of millimeter size. If a dot is 1 millimeter, so they're half of a millimeter. They're crawling, they're running, they're jumping, they're flying very well, and they're parasitizing eggs of different moths and caterpillars and different butterflies, daytime butterflies, nighttime moths. They parasitize eggs of many different agricultural pests such as corn moth, cabbage moth, tomato moth, and others. So they're beneficial insects and they're bred in laboratories and they're sold and they're applied, they're just released in such a big number, in thousands, in different gardens, in orchards, in fields, in cornfields, to prevent infestation by different agricultural crops and to suppress their populations. For suppression of populations and for organic agriculture, if you're using these insects for biological control of agricultural butterflies and moths as a pests, you're suppressing them without chemicals. Don't use insecticide, don't use pesticides, only biological control measures, only by using natural enemies, natural biocontrol agents as a parasitoids to suppress population of agricultural pests. So this is example of organic agriculture using biological control of different unnecessary and dangerous pests. These are tiny parasitoids of a genus Trichogramma. I have more of them here in other cages, but they still didn't hatch. I can show you them. How many of them? In just a minute, I'll show you infested. Here this is one cage. I can show another cage. So many black dots. These are dots. These are tiny parasitoids of genus Trichogramma and others. They're still not dots. They are not moving because these are eggs. Eggs of host corn moth or Trochocerearella. And tiny parasitoids just hatching from moth eggs. So many of them here. Hundreds of hundreds and thousands of thousands. These are tiny Trichogramma egg parasitoids which have infested eggs of rain moth, and now they are hatching from rain moth. They are bred in laboratory for the application for inundative biological control of agricultural pests. Initially they are bred in laboratory to have sufficient number of eggs and number of parasitoids, and later in spring and in summertime mostly they are spread in agricultural fields to suppress population of agricultural pests. So we are watching here very tiny dots in 2 bottles up where these are hatching tiny parasitoids with size 0.5 millimeter, 0.5 millimeter size. These are egg parasitoids of genus Trichogramma. They are so small, so you can recognize them in comparison with these Braconid parasitoids. They are very small, and Braconid parasitoids are very big, looks like. So these are Braconids, and these are tiny dots, Trichogramma egg parasitoids. And Braconids, they are larval parasitoids of different caterpillars. And Trichogramma, these are egg parasitoids of different moths, butterflies, beetles, flies, and other insects. Sawflies. Here, the same Trichogramma just hatching from eggs. Hatching and crawling around. So they're very tiny. So bigger parasitoids are coming. These are bigger Braconids. You can see how many of them were just emerged from 15 cocoons, from 15 different caterpillars. They have been collected 3 days ago, and just eventually they hatched from all these cocoons all together with maybe about 10-20 separate cocoons in each one united cocoon. These are fluffy yellow balls are fluffy cocoons. So finally we're just hatching in groups, maybe more than 100 already hatched today. Gradually we hatched just 10, 20, 30 and now I guess maybe over 100 or less. Or about 100 at least. If somebody is visiting our channel for the first time, you can write, what do you think about insects? Are you afraid of insects? Do you feel any fears about insects and spiders? Are you hating them? Are you curious about them? Or you're just not very much curious? If you're curious in insects, write, which insects are you curious on? Are you curious in ants, in butterflies, in beetles? You can write in chat if you are associated with Gmail. If you are not on Gmail, you cannot write comments, by the way. So this is disadvantage of Gmail and YouTube. You need to be registered on Gmail. It gives you opportunity to write comments to under each video or in chat. Today we have stream, so you can write comments in chat. But if you are registered on Gmail as a user, and or say hello. Also, some people are indicated their home country just for feedback and curiosity. And I really understand that majority of people are just surprising what's going on here and now, what's that, what is the surprising, what is crawling here. Maybe these are ants infested something. These are not ants, these are tiny small parasitic wasps. Parasitic, it means they are not predaceous. Parasitic, it means that they are infesting in other insects and developing in their larvae developing in the body of another insect. So that's why they are parasitic, and they're parasitoids because after infestation, larvae are growing on the body of host, and host is gradually eventually dying. So this is a difference between parasite and parasitoids. Anyway, thank you for your interest and curiosity. Thank you for coming to our stream. Thank you for watching our funny wasps, our tiny parasitic wasp Trichogramma, our bigger parasitic wasp of genus Cotesia or Apanteles, family Braconidae, and our big wasp of genus Vespa, genus Paravespa, or Polistes, family Vespidae. So we watched today parasitic and predaceous wasps. Don't forget to subscribe if you are coming for the first time. Don't forget to write your comment under the video, press on bell, and if you can visit Patreon page or sponsorship page, we really appreciate it as a feedback for your curiosity to improve and to initiate our activity using your donation. Thank you for curiosity, and don't forget, stand with Ukraine, support Ukraine, help Ukraine, and Ukraine will win, despite any troubles and circumstances. Good luck, see you soon on my channel in new other streams. Bye bye. See you soon. And subscribe.